Hello and welcome to The Jamie Show. Boy, did you choose the right episode to tune into if you also have shoeboxes filled with greeting cards, old holiday greeting cards sent to you by friends and family. They meant well, they love you, and they wanted to show you and stay in touch by choosing a card and sending it to you. And now you have all these cards to figure out what to do with them, how to declutter them, how to organize them. Throwing the card out feels like you're throwing out a well meaning wish and a lovely gesture and a beautiful saying and someone's handwriting. And so then we stick them in a box, and then we've got boxes upon boxes of greeting cards. So today I'm going to share with you 10 things that you can do to repurpose, declutter, and organize all those wonderful holiday greeting cards. So are you ready? Let's get started. We've got 10 to share with you, and to kick us off, we're going to talk about framing them. Now, listen, we can't frame them all, but chances are you have some sort of a photo frame stuck to the side. It might not even have a photo inside. This would be the perfect day to bring it out and to frame one of those lovely cards. So here I've just repurposed a frame. You probably have one. Maybe you have holiday frames. I'm not suggesting you go out and buy new frames to organize your greeting cards into. I'm just saying if you happen to have one, even if you use it year round, you might just put the card in it for the holiday season and then put the photo in it for the rest of the year. So it's a great way to repurpose frames that you already have that you may not be getting the full benefit from them. And it makes a great addition to all of your wonderful holiday decor. So framing is number one on our list, and it's probably the easiest thing you can do because you just have to pop the back off the frame, put the card in, and call it a day. So all those ones, whether it's from someone wonderful, really special to you, you might open it to the greeting that they wrote to you if you want to be able to reread it easily, or it's just a beautiful card. Some of them are so wonderful. They're like artwork, truly, and you want to display it. So that's number one on our list. Of course, if you wanted to upsize that, you could go with a larger photo frame, something for on the wall, and put multiple cards in it, and that would really make a holiday statement for sure. That was number one on our list of 10. Let's get started with number two, and that is we're going to have to get the scissors out for this one. So very carefully, you could craft it into a to from gift tag. Listen, why buy more gift tags when you can take a card that you already have and just repurpose it into a gift tag? I know it's going to mean you're going to have to cut it up, but if you're okay with some of them, of course, you're just using the front, so you can still keep the part where someone wrote something beautiful to you, and you'll just take the front and cut maybe a little square or a rectangle, and that's going to give you your to from gift tag for future gifts. If you're going to do this idea, be sure that you take all those gift tags, then put them with all of your other gift wrapping stuff or if you're with your holiday items, so you don't forget to use the gift tags that you made. Nothing's worse than making them, and then when you need them, you can't find them. Along the lines of cutting, what if we were to make ornaments? So very carefully, again with your scissors, take some really fun cookie cutters. There's a really good chance you haven't decluttered all of your holiday cookie cutters yet. Maybe we'll do that in a future show. But for right now, you would just take that cookie cutter, put it on a place that's going to make a lovely tracing, draw it out and cut it out, and now you have an ornament. So you could add a little ribbon and hang them if you decorate with a tree or however else you may decorate. It would be lovely to have these ornaments. You could do the same thing, and number 4 on our list would be to take these cutouts, if you will, and glue them in a ring to make more of a door wreath. You could add a bow or a ribbon or some jingle bells, and so you're kind of taking them and with that ornament, now that's just not an ornament that hangs, but it actually turn it into something like a door wreath, which would be a lot of fun. Another way to take that cutting would be to make a bookmark from it. And so for that one, super simple, you're just cutting a strip, but it can be a beautiful bookmark for any time of the year, most especially at the holidays, and they can be fun little stocking stuffers for all the readers in your life to give them a fun and festive bookmark. So we have to from tags, we have bookmarks, we have tracing the ornaments and using them as ornaments or gluing them together into a circle and making a wreath, adding jingle bells or maybe a bow or or two. And then, of course, what if we were to use them as a placemat? So you could take a piece of construction paper or a piece of scrapbooking paper, put the cards down onto it, and then add a piece of contact paper on top. So the contact paper is going to be waterproof, which will allow you to then use it as a placemat. But if you're going to do that, either put down the part that you love, which is the front of the card, or again, opening it to where someone wrote with their little sentiment, and then that's the part that you get to see as you use your festive little placemat over the holiday season, which can be a lot of fun. You might even do that with ones that the children have given you, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, the neighbors' kids. When you put the photos down and then you give them that placemat as something that they can use over the holiday, then they're sort of seeing themselves in their placemat, and boy, do they get so much joy from that. And mailing the cards back to people is not a bad idea at all. I know we want to keep some, but if you have an overabundance of them, pop them in an envelope and mail them back to the person that originally gave them to you. Again, so much joy is had when they open this surprise envelope of, I can't believe you still had this. I didn't know you held on to it. We haven't seen this one in years. I don't know where mine is. I'm so glad you sent this back to me. And if you don't want to send them the actual card, just snap a photo of it and text it to them or email it to them. And again, just a little conversation starter, a way to stay connected and to let them know how much you loved it and that you love being remembered by them. So it's a great way of sharing the cards as well. So what do you think of the placemat idea? You might do that one. Of course, if you like keeping the cards and you want to have them almost completely intact, you would just add a little punch in the corner and then tie a ribbon or put one of those circular rings on. And that's going to allow you to make your own little flip book of these cards. So they're no longer just stuck in a shoebox where you shove them and they live in a shoebox. Now they get to be something that you put out maybe on a coffee table and then you're flipping through them and enjoying them. Over time, though, they can start to degrade and they don't look at the same quality. The corners start to bend and the paper isn't the same as it was, which is why the snapping of the photos, not only to send them to other people, but to save them for yourself in that way, may be just what you want to do. So taking the photos, then they are photos on your phone, which then you'll have 10,000 more photos, right? But that's okay. At least you have them secure if something were to happen to the paper version. Alternatively, you could upload those photos to one of those photo book making websites and get your own soft or hardcover book of the greeting cards through the years. And again, it turns it into something readable and usable. And if you did that for special cards sent to you just by one family or one family member, imagine that sort of history that you'd be giving back to them. What a wonderful gift. And you could start making that now so it'd be ready for next year. So you would just photograph all the cards that they've given you. So many times people will send cards and they'll share little stories, and so that makes a wonderful little book to give back to them. Along that same line, if you had 12 or more cards that you really loved, what if you were to take those photographs, upload them to where you can make a wall calendar, and that would then allow you to enjoy these photos and the sentiments of people that wrote them all year round. So that would be very festive as well, and also would make a wonderful gift. Talking about when someone writes something, that's their personal handwriting, right? And that may be the only example of handwriting you have of someone that you love dearly or someone you love that's no longer here. And that's so special to have that handwriting. I have many cards where my mom wrote, and those are some of the most precious cards to me. I'm certainly not going to let them go or recycle them. I did take a photograph of a few, so I had her handwriting, writing my name and the word love, which is so very special. But for some of those cards, keeping them is absolutely the way to go. Of course, preserving it so that if something happens to the paper version, you'll always have it. But keeping them is absolutely an answer. I'm not here to just say toss all your stuff. There can be such joy in digging through a box and finding, handwriting and what someone wrote to you many, many years ago. So we definitely want to hold on to those special ones. But it's when you keep them all that then none of them are special. And then you're like, well, what am I going to do with all of these? So that's a great way to go ahead and hold on to just a few special pieces. Now, with those special pieces, you're going to keep the ones that mean the most to you, but there will be some that you can probably donate. There are many organizations that do accept them because they'll use them in crafts. St. Jude's Ranch is one of them. They're paused right now. They've probably gotten overabundance of them over the holiday season, but keep the address handy. You can find all the resources for things that we talk about in the show notes, and also on my website, jamienovak.com. So I invite you to visit jamienovak.com if you do any one of these 10 ideas. If you make a craft, and possibly when you're getting really crafty, you might take some of these and decoupage a holiday box, right? So you would just cut out some of the most beautiful pictures, apply them with glue to a box or a shoebox, and then use diluted glue or decoupage to go over them as a protectant. And then you'd have your own holiday box. And of course, what are we putting in the holiday box? All the holiday cards that you didn't cut up to make the box. I mean, it's a win-win. It's just greeting cards palooza over here. So I can't wait for you to tell me what one of these ideas you're going to try. Maybe you're just going to recycle them all and you're not trying any of these ideas. Maybe you're going to try all these ideas because you're spending time indoors over the winter and it's wonderful to kind of relive the memories, take a walk down memory lane, open up the shoe boxes and enjoy them and possibly turn them into something new. But whatever you do, I hope you keep the ones that mean the most to you and that you absolutely enjoy and love looking at them and reliving those moments and memories. One final tip before we log off, and that is, if you were hoping to turn one of these cards into a more permanent memorabilia piece, for example, you wanted one applied to a dish towel or the bottom of a pie plate, you absolutely can find people that are crafty and know how to do that. So you would find those artisans at Etsy, ETSY, Etsy.com. When you log on to Etsy, you would just type in memorabilia, holiday greeting card, pie plate, tea towel, that sort of a thing. And then what's going to happen, you can hire that person, send the cards to them. They can also go ahead and take someone's handwriting and etch it into a keychain or trace it and make you a necklace or a bracelet with handwriting written by someone that you treasure and love. Which is a really nice way to honor some of those special pieces. So I'm excited to hear what you're going to do first. I hope you'll share it with me in the comments. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you're going to know when new shows come out, which you probably already know. It's every single Wednesday. So I'll see you back here Wednesday. New shows come out 9 o'clock Eastern time every Wednesday evening. So we're going to get together and talk about all sorts of things. Today was holiday greeting cards. Next week, it's a total surprise. I can't really tell you what it is yet. You'll have to tune in and find out for yourself. Can't wait to see you then. In the meantime, happy organizing of your greeting cards. It's a great way to start off the new year on a clutter-free note.